of Sports Outta Pocket.
But to be the man, you gotta beat the man. That's a W. How many people want to eat a W tonight?
We bring you the craziest controversies.
We got Tyreek Hill, who's fined $7,000
for not wearing socks. That is the dumbest fine I've ever seen in my life, dude.
Fire me up.
And I have to go at this Braves offense for not doing a thing in October for the second year in a row.
And the return of twin picks.
That's not even in discussion. I think what you should do is shut up and let the judges speak.
Interviews you don't want to miss.
This is the Philly Sports Guy, and you're listening to Sports Outta Pocket.
This is former MLB All-Star Justin Masterson.
Sports Outta Pocket is back and better than ever.
Let's go!
Hey, what is going on, everybody? I am your host, Stephen Lambert. This is Chase, Andrew, Jackson behind the board. Welcome to Sports Outta Pocket. I just wanted to quickly throw this out there because it's kind of a serious situation, what's going on in Kansas City. Apparently, there was a shooting that happened at the Kansas City Chiefs parade, and we just wanted to throw this out. Best wishes to everybody that's been injured, and we just hope that everybody is okay. We've already heard that there is one fatality, so our thoughts and prayers are with you, and everybody that's in Kansas City, we just hope everybody's okay. And with that, let's get into the show.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
We in here talking about practice.
It's time for the latest sports controversies.
Okay, on a lighter note, welcome in, everybody. It's Sports Outta Pocket. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. It is a day of love, and yeah, exactly what the sign says. We're like a bunch of singles in here, except for my man over here. You know,
he doesn't matter right now. It's just
singles only. Happy
singles
Valentine's
only.
Day.
Valentine's Day is for singles too, I guess.
But you know who wasn't feeling too much of the love at Super Bowl? Woo. How about Andy Reid and this Travis Kelce situation? I mean, now they actually Travis Kelce actually talked about this on the podcast when it came to talking about it with Travis, talking about it with Jason, that that's just their relationship. They have such a close relationship that they have a love for each other that type of stuff happens to where you're not going to see that type of passion out of Travis, or you're not going to see that type of relationship happen without their type of chemistry that they have. So he was fired up because obviously the Chiefs weren't doing as well at that point in the game, and he's on the bench. He's not in there. He's not in there. He won. He's like, dude, we didn't fumble the ball. He probably wouldn't have fumbled the ball if I'm in there blocking for him.
That's it. That's what got him fired up right there.
And I mean, pointing out that he talks about Andy Reid on his podcast with Jason all the time, and in the past, he has talked about and told Jason several times how good of a coach Andy Reid and how he loves and enjoys working beside him. And they joke around all the time. So they, like you said, they have a great relationship. Travis Kelce loves Andy Reid. He thinks he's a great coach. He respects what he does. So there's no hate there. Travis Kelce, no doubt, loves Andy Reid.
Well, but at the same time, and Travis Kelce even addressed this on the podcast he does on Wednesdays with his brother Jason. He even addressed it because Jason actually called him out on the most recent episode Out of Pocket. Out of Pocket.
Out of Pocket, yeah.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Yeah, out of the podcast that they do on Wednesdays, Jason Kelce said, listen, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl, but what you did at Andy Reid, I think you can openly admit was a little over the line. And Travis Kelce opened up. He said, you know what? I realized that he said the moment he went up to Andy Reid and pushed him off balance, in his head, he was like, oh, shoot. He didn't say shoot, but we all know what he said.
What did he say?
Sometimes you can't get that out of pocket.
I was trying to get you thrown off there.
But yeah, this is what I love about Andy Reid. Because Andy Reid, their relationship is so good. He may stepped over the line. It is the Super Bowl. They were losing. They did I don't know if they were losing, but they did fumble the ball. Yeah. It may have been a tied game. But Andy Reid during the post-game conference was like, man, you know what? I love Travis Kelce. He's got me feeling young again. I got to test that hip out. It still works. So, Andy Reid could care less. He's now a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Yeah. 4-time, 3-time?
3-time.
I lose count. 3-time. So he could care less, You
know what's funny is I guess I can get a little bit controversial here. A lot of the complaining that I was hearing about was the casuals that were like the Taylor Swift, the casual
The
fans that
dang
were watching.
The dang Swifties.
They were just like, whoa, wait a minute. I have never seen that. Was like, he's a football player. You know he is fired up. It's a Super Bowl. He wants to be in the game.
And you know what the funniest? I couldn't believe it when I saw this, but everywhere on Twitter, there's my bad. There's a bunch of Swifties on there saying, "Oh, I don't know about this Travis guy. He might be a red flag." That one comment I kid you not, one comment said, "This is a preview of how Travis is going to treat Traylor in their relationship." I'm like,
Trailer?
You
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. I'm like, you don't understand. Like, and even Tom Brady commented on this. He said, unless you play in the Super Bowl, you don't understand the intensity and the emotions that get into it. So like all these Swifties, like this is probably the first football game you've ever watched. Like, don't tell me you know what's going on in his head. Don't tell me that you know what Travis is like in a relationship. Like, come on now. Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, and listen, at the end of the day, like they didn't seem like there was anything tumultuous going on in the relationship after the game happened. It looked like they were having a good time. The funniest thing, did y'all see Jason Kelce with the luchador mask
with the
next to Marshmallow?
Yes. Next to Marshmallow.
Gosh, I love Jason.
No, I saw the reel after like the after show and whatever, and the only people getting hype were Taylor and Travis. Everybody else just
everybody else is just like it was literally just like in a video game. You see that main couple, and then it's just everybody in PC.
Yeah, just like the NPCs that just don't matter.
While we're on the topic of Taylor Swift being in the booth, shout out to Kanye West for almost pulling off one of the funniest things. Did you hear about Kanye?
Oh, what did he do, dude?
What didn't Kanye do?
Kanye tried. So this is a speculation.
Okay.
Kanye hasn't. I mean, we know how Kanye is. He hasn't really spoken out about this, but he tried to get a seat right in front of Taylor Swift's booth, so every time she was on TV, he could photobomb it. Yeah. And apparently, that Kanye was so adamant about this that Taylor Swift made phone calls to get him kicked out of the Super Bowl. Like she has the authority to do that. Yeah, she said she made 2 phone calls to get security to kick him out. But who gave you the authority to do that?
I actually didn't know that. I wasn't aware.
What is going on? What? This
happened?
happened?
I'm being dead serious. You can look it up. This is a real thing.
And this is my biggest thing. Like, listen, personally, I literally have nothing against Taylor Swift. I just like hating on her because the response that you get from her fan base is so funny. Yeah. Like, and the thing is, like y'all were saying earlier, it's the Super Bowl, and unless you played in it, like myself, you don't really know, like how impactful it is for those players because they work their entire lives, dedicate their lives to getting to this game, and they don't want to lose it. And after the game, of course, you're going to be hyped. Of course, you're going to celebrate. Travis Kelce grabbed the trophy and was yelling like "Viva Las Vegas!"
That was cringy.
And an obnoxious voice. And guess what? The moment that happened, the Swifties went on X again, and they're like, "Oh, Travis Kelce's not paying any attention to Taylor Swift. Why hasn't he shouted out his girlfriend yet?" Shut up! Like, she doesn't matter 24/7. He just won the Super Bowl. He was just on the field hugging and kissing her. Now he's gonna go celebrate with his team. That's the thing. Just leave them alone. That's the annoying thing about it.
At the end of the day, man, like that's the one thing that a lot of people. I mean, they're so invested in this. That's the one thing about Swifties. Like, they're very invested in this relationship because they've been following Taylor's career from like the beginning, like ever since she was in country music.
Yep.
And so they're just all like they're so invested in just everything that goes on with their relationship. But at the end of the day, like they each got their own careers. Taylor's doing just fine.
Yeah,
one of the most popular.
She's a billionaire.
Just a billionaire. Was able to go from Japan to the Super Bowl in the matter of like hours, and was able to get there in plenty of time for the Super Bowl.
Did you hear what she did? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but did you see that she took a plane ride from one airport to another airport that was like 15 minutes away?
That's crazy.
I'm like, a plane ride to an airport that's 15
crazy.
minutes away is ridiculous. Anyways.
She's a billionaire. She doesn't know what driving a car is anymore. She takes private jets everywhere.
Yeah, I love all the memes.
I didn't realize this was going to turn into like a Taylor Swift diss session. I didn't realize this is...
And while we're on the train, though,
we're going to keep it going.
We're going to...
Sorry, go. You go, Jackson.
What you got, Jackson?
I was hold on. I want to let you say real quick what you were gonna say because this shifts off Kelce and Swift.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say that Taylor Swift, if you're gonna write a song saying, "Hi, I'm the problem, it's me," don't act like all 13 boyfriends it was their fault. We know Taylor, you're not perfect. Go, Jackson.
Wait a minute.
He's gonna put the end in tight end, anyways. But we're moving on from the Kelce and Swift conversation.
They'll get brought back up.
Yeah. Shaquille O'Neal had his Magic jersey retired recently. Do you think he should have been the first one to have his Magic retired? He only played there for like 4 years. I mean, he said he'd leave TV to work for the Magic.
Okay, but I would also argue, why did the Heat retire his jersey?
Yeah, like why did the Heat retire his jersey? He was there for 3 years.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he was very impactful for the Magic though. Those 4 seasons were 4 really good seasons, and he did a lot for them. So
honestly, it should have been like Dwight Howard and Penny Hardaway.
I mean, yeah, I can agree. And I guess it really just comes down to, I guess they're looking at like his overall career and like recognizing that Shaquille O'Neal is one of the, if not greatest big man of all time. So maybe it's just an honor of his whole career and what he did for the Magic is why they're putting his jersey in the rafters.
That is something that is interesting that you bring that point up, because I mean, when you think of Shaquille O'Neal's career, like, is the Magic jersey the first thing that comes to your mind? It's probably the Heat jersey, right?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
You think okay, that's true, because that's where he had like the most success in his career with the Kobe Bryant duo.
Yeah, but you could also argue, and I think Shaq may have pointed to this a little bit himself. He said that him and Penny Hardaway were the Shaq and Kobe before Shaq and Kobe. So let's not act like Shaq was totally irrelevant in Orlando.
He was very relevant. He was very relevant.
Also, it's the only Gosh, let me get my words first. He made the only three-pointer in his entire career with the Orlando Magic.
Yep.
And I feel like that's relevant.
Maybe that's why he did it. Maybe that's why.
And there's obviously like love between both, because if Shaquille O'Neal's saying something like that, like he's willing to drop TV to come work for the. Obviously, he had a really good time with his career in Orlando. So obviously there's some mutual love there. So like I don't have a problem with it, but at the same time, like.
I think Chase hit it right on the nail on the head. I think it was more of a respect thing, if anything else. So, I mean, I agree with it. I'm not, like, crying myself to sleep over it. I'm not going to say he didn't deserve it either.
Once Carmelo hits a Hall of Fame, I expect the Hawks to put his jersey in the rafters. You know, he was on a one-day contract.
I mean, because, like, I guess we can also just bring this up. I mean, the Braves are obviously, at the end of his career, are going to probably retire Freddie Freeman's jersey.
Yeah, 100%.
But then at the same time, do the Dodgers do the same thing?
I think they might. I think they will.
Could be respecting there, too. And
I mean, he's playing for the Dodgers. He's still one of the best first basemen to ever put on a Dodgers jersey. So I feel like you kind of have to.
As much as I don't want to admit it, I think it's just written on the wall. So he's going to win a ring in LA before he retires, especially with the team they're building right now. There's just no way.
I'm going to say this right now. You are dead wrong. You are dead wrong.
He's
not going to win a single ring.
I
don't care if they hire Oates. I don't care if Mike Trout comes to the Dodgers. I don't care if everybody in the world comes to the Dodgers. They will not win a ring in Los Angeles with Freddie Freeman.
You know what? Let's segue this. Cause
all right. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
It's Sports Outta Pocket, cash or trash.
As a segue, I want to bring this in. Steven, you made a great point. Andrew, you made a great point. Freddie Freeman and Ohtani, while they're in LA on the Dodgers, do they win a ring? Cash or trash?
Ohtani has more of a chance of winning a ring than Freddie Freeman because Ohtani has more longevity in his career.
Yes.
But I'm going to say this right now. The Dodgers will not win a ring in this decade. In this decade.
Did you just say ching, ching?
Ching, ching, bling, bling. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going with this one. All right, so to answer your question, Jackson, no, I do not believe that Freddie Freeman will win a ring. Ohtani, like in 2032, the Dodgers might finally win a ring. Let's go. Let's go. I'm bringing this up because, dude,
where are you gonna be in life in 2032?
Man, I hope, like, if I'm still here, that's crazy.
We'll all still be doing this show every Wednesday from 5 to 6.
Season 13.
Wolf Sports Network.
Get ready.
Well, I mean, like, what is that? Like, what is 20? Like, that's 8 years away from now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be.
They still have Freddie Freeman for like 5 more years, bro.
I'll be 34.
That would quite literally be season 19 of Sports Outta Pocket.
Genuinely, we'll still be doing this show. We're still gonna be going strong.
They'd still have Freddie Freeman for like 4 or 5 more years.
Okay, so what I'm saying right now is that Freddie Freeman, like, here's my crazy prediction about how Freddie Freeman's career is gonna go. He's gonna play the rest of his contract out with the Dodgers, and then he's gonna announce one more year of playing. And where is he gonna play? You better better believe it. He's going to come back to Atlanta. He's going to be coming off the bench, and he's going to have his last year here in Atlanta where he belongs.
Kind of like Albert Pujols did with the Cardinals.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude,
exactly. Farewell season. He's coming back to the ATL.
I would love that.
You got me feeling like Drake with that statement, man.
And he's going to end his career with a ring from the only place to where he actually loves playing baseball. I'm just kidding. He might love playing in Los Angeles. But let's just be fair. I do not believe, and that's just because that's my mentality when it comes to building baseball teams. You can't buy a championship.
No.
It hasn't worked. In the last 5 years, it has not worked.
Didn't work for the Yankees.
It hasn't
Back
worked.
in
It's always
2019.
about building. Look at the last few teams that have won a championship. The only reason the Dodgers won that championship, and I guess I'm getting a little Mickey Mousey here, 60 games.
COVID.
60 games. You cannot
So you're
judge a
saying the
baseball team's
Braves
success
would've
off of a half. It's not even half of a season.
Jackson, this is not fire me up. Don't you say what you were gonna say?
They played
because that doesn't even make sense.
They played a Tampa Bay Rays team that would not have made the World Series if it was a full season.
That's what I'm saying.
Letting you know right now.
And
the Marlins made the playoffs.
Marlins made the playoffs.
That should say it all.
That's
Sorry,
what it is. It's a 60-game season. You can't judge based off of injuries. It's a 162 games based off of 60. You can't judge it. And to answer your question, Jackson, no, it was not a Mickey Mouse ring because we played a full season and we came from the brink and we still won that ring.
Yep.
So
You know what?
Trash.
That is trash. You know what? I'm with you. I don't want to make myself believe that the Dodgers are going to win a World Series, so I'm calling it trash. But this is cash or trash, so I'm going to bring cash into the equation. My boy Trae Young, Chili Ice Trae. I was in Atlanta this past Monday to see him play the Chicago Bulls. Late in the game, there was about 3:58 on the clock left. We were down by 9. We knew it was over, but as Hawks fans, we like to make ourselves think that we still have a chance.
It's fun that way.
I was still there. I was, manipulating myself. Trae Young did a little step back. Now, mind you, Trae Young, he had a really stinker of a game. I mean, he shot, I think, 4 for 13 from the field goal. Most of his points came from the free throw line. He had a couple of air balls, a couple of bad turnovers.
I heard that it was like Bogey and DeAndre Hunter that were putting up the
They went
majority of the
crazy.
points.
They had great games.
I'm so glad DeAndre Hunter's back on the court. But anyways, Trae Young took a little step back, and he took a shot. I think it was over Kobe White. Kobe White went to go, of course, contest a shot, and no contact was made whatsoever. But of course, Trae, he's in desperation mode. He needs to make something happen. So he hits the ground, falls back like 2
The
feet.
flop.
Yeah.
The flop. I heard that on the radio, dude.
And of course, the refs tee him up for it because you have to.
Yep.
And Trae Young, they showed the replay on the video board, and trust me when I say, even though I'm a Hawks fan, Kobe White never touched him. Kobe White never touched him. But Trae Young, he was aggravated. I think he was more aggravated at himself, but he still wanted to blame the refs. So he looked at the refs and did this, saying like, "You're getting paid. Like this is why you're calling these fouls because you're getting paid." Well, of course, Trae Young ends up being the one not getting paid. He actually gets money taken away from him. $35,000 for that little gesture. Okay, so my cash or trash is, did Trae Young deserve the fine of $35,000 for doing this?
I think he deserved a fine.
$35,000.
Hey, listen, I'll understand. He deserved a fine, but $35,000, in my opinion, is pretty crazy.
$35,000 would buy you 4 Cokes at the Super Bowl.
That's genuinely. I mean, that's crazy money right there. Listen, at the end of the day, yes, he deserved a fine. I mean, because you were arguing with the ref back and forth, and then you decided to once you make a gesture, I mean, that's all day. The NBA is going to obviously just hit you with that fine right away. We can call it soft, but that's just the rules of that's what we've seen throughout the years. Anytime you make any kind of gesture, you're trying to show up the refs, you're going to get fined in some sort of money. Now, $35,000 is kind of ridiculous. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, $15,000, $10,000, I can understand that. Like, all right, boom, here's your money. We'll just move on from it. And at the end of the day, Trae Young getting to pay the money that he gets, that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to go there and he's going to be like, here's a check.
Give him some change to go with it.
Here's a change.
What really bothers me about it, though,
money.
A few years ago, I think 2 years ago, and y'all may remember this too, LeBron James hit a go-ahead 3 late in the game against the Celtics, and he looked towards the Celtic bench and he grabbed his LeBron James.
I remember that.
He grabbed his junk and looked at the Celtics bench. That is a lot more outrageous, if you ask me, than what Sharon did. And you can make the speculation, it's because it's LeBron James. He only got fined $40,000. So that's $5,000 more difference between Trae Young's gesture and LeBron's gesture.
I thought you were about to say you got less.
I did too. I was going to say there's no way he got
that would have been a fire me
less.
up segment if that was the case. But, I mean, that's just a little ridiculous to me. Like, yes, he should have gotten fined, but $35,000, like, come on. It's just let the guys play, you know?
Yeah, there comes a point when like your authority to find people just like overpowers you. Like it's not worth $35,000. Like the emotions were high. Trae Young was obviously aggravated. Give him a nice little $10,000 fine. Just move on. And don't start this whole mess by giving him more than you know he deserves. So.
Now, one thing that I want to do a little cash or trash on, and this is kind of a pickup on what I heard on Monday, because a certain host of a show called Sports Pack was talking about a certain move that might happen. It's probably not going to happen, but it got me excited about a certain LeBron James.
Do you mean Brennan Willoughby Ray?
That would be correct.
From Sports Pack?
I want to know, do you guys think it's an actual possibility that he comes here to the ATL?
I mean, the Warriors just tried to bid for LeBron James, which that would have been disastrous if LeBron would have went to Golden State. That would have been terrible. So glad that it happened. But in terms of going to Atlanta, I mean, you're in the position right now. With firing coach after coach, at this point, you kind of have to stick with Quinn Snyder because we know coaching isn't the issue now. We have a team that plays no defense, that clearly just doesn't have that leader to lead all this young talent that we have. So bringing LeBron James in some ways, actually a lot of ways, does make sense. And even, LeBron was in Atlanta the other day. He was posting up with Bijan Robinson and I forgot who else he was with. But realistically, is it going to happen? I say no, because I think LeBron is very adamant about playing with Bronny James. I don't think LeBron's going anywhere else until he sees what Bronny is coming.
That's fine.
Could be Atlanta.
That's fine.
That's
fine. Like I'm telling you, like Bronny, if he wants to play with Bronny, Atlanta might have control and bring Bronny here to the ATL. He can play with the Sun here.
Let's face it, we're probably going to get an 18th, 19th pick in the draft, maybe a little higher. But the point is, Bronny James is not going to be a top 10 pick. The way he's producing at USC, the injury concerns that he has, he's going to fall late in the draft. He could potentially fall excuse me, guys, right into the Hawks' hands. So it could happen by offseason through free agency with LeBron James, or it could happen by his son. So you never know.
That's all I'm saying. And, okay, now, we only have a little bit more time, but allow me to be the heartbreaker for anybody that actually does want LeBron here in Atlanta. It ain't going to happen. It's easy.
I'm
sticking with the Lakers. I feel like that's where he's, destined to be for at least another year until he decides to, I don't know anything about his contract, but that's just where he's going to play out the rest of his contract with Los Angeles. And then in free agency, he's probably going to go somewhere. I'm thinking, Phoenix, possibly. Being with somebody like a KD,
Kevin Durant?
I'm looking at it this way, LeBron's. I don't think the ATL is going to be the destination for him.
Not his final destination. I think wherever he ends up next will be his final destination.
And also to add more heartbreak to it, even if he did come to the ATL with him and Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, it still wouldn't go.
That
to
would
the
be
NBA
disastrous.
championship.
That would be disastrous.
That would be like Kyrie coming to Dallas.
Would it?
Kyrie, that's
worked out.
Well, at the start.
No, you're right. At the start, it was not a good pair.
Okay, but look what happened though. That duo with Kyrie and Doncic, that's meshing well.
Same thing could happen to Atlanta. At the start, it might not work out very well, but later down the road, LeBron's obviously going to attract some more talent to come play with them. So in the long run, it could do some good. But if it happened this season or even next season, well, I don't know.
Stevie boy, I'm calling it trash. I'm sorry. I'm calling it trash.
Yeah, I'm calling it trash too because I really just think LeBron's staying put until he see where Bronny goes, which of course could be Atlanta. Bronny could very well end up in a Hawks jersey. So as of right now, it's trash. Could be cash though.
Well, you know what's not trash? This show right here, Sports Outta Pocket, and you're going to want to see the rest of it when we come back.
Hey everybody, this is Steven.
Going back, Kane at the wall. That is goal!
And you are listening to Sports Outta Pocket.
Hey everybody, just wanted to let you know that we are a radio station first, so if you're wanting to listen to music, you can go over to wolfsportsnetwork.com and listen over there. Thanks, guys.
The despair seems endless, like the oceans in front of me. No matter how far you swim, there seems to be no other option than to drown in the unhappiness and self-pity. Few and far between are the moments of clarity and even joy. Yet, like a beast in the wilderness, it always seems to find me. However, there is one thing that brings me joy, unmatched by anything else.
This show called Sports Back, right? It comes on Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Wolf Sports Network. It's next level.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select.
This is the lottery.
Hey, man, shout out to Richard, man. Mr. Spoken Word over here.
That was such a good promo.
That's it. Andrew, you've got something for us?
You know what, guys? Listen. I've been holding this sign up the entire show. It says Happy Valentine's Day, singles only. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there it is. There it is right there. And you know what? Because I woke up this morning. I was like, you know what? Chase, you can sit over there and twiddle your thumbs, whatever you want to do, because you do not matter right now. But you know what? I'm like, you know, let me hook up my single fellas in the room real quick. Because we matter too.
I appreciate you, Andrew.
Just because you're single doesn't mean you don't deserve a bag of candy, Steven. There it is right there, you know? And that's for being a good host for Sports Outta Pocket.
Nice, appreciate
Jackson,
that.
just because you're single doesn't mean you don't oh, sorry, that bag was probably getting annoying. Doesn't mean you don't deserve a Valentine's Day card. So you know what? Happy Valentine's Day, buddy.
I appreciate
and
you,
read the card out loud.
It says individual for
a special individual.
Open the paper after you read the note. Read it out loud. Read it out loud.
Open the paper?
Yeah, read it out loud.
Read it out loud, buddy. Read it out loud. He said to. Do it.
Read it
if
out
you
loud.
don't, I will.
I love this.
No, like this side?
Yeah, read the right that I...
Okay. Roses are red.
Go ahead.
I'm a fake Hispanic. My head still hurts because Chase hung me like the Titanic.
Wait, I don't think they heard it. It says roses are red.
Chase sunk me like a Titanic.
Roses are red. I'm a fake Hispanic. My head still hurts because Chase sunk me like the Titanic.
Dude.
Open it up. Open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
I'm not showing the camera.
Show the camera, boy.
We don't need to. We don't need to.
We don't.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jackson. Oh, hold on. I got something for myself, too. So of course, you know, I am single, but my boy Trey Young hooked me up with this box. It says, I get chills thinking about you. You know, shout out to you, Trey Young. I love you, man. Let's see what's in the box. Oh, would you look at that? He gave me a teddy bear.
What is this?
Trey Young, you're so nice, man. Shout out to you, Ice Trey. I'm gonna hold it for the rest of the show. Thank you, Trey Young.
Dang, man, this might have been a mistake. I might be eating chocolate for the rest of the stream.
Bro, that
wow.
That Hershey's looks good. You think you could slide me one?
That would be a no, sir. It's my Valentine's Day gift, not yours.
Oh, so what are we talking about again?
So we're talking about the players that we are high on and that we are low on. Now, here's the thing: are we talking about the
we
Hawks?
Gotta speed this up.
The Hawks, in a sense. Are we high on them still making any type of run in the playoffs?
Yes.
After y'all had a point of view last night.
I got you. So yes, we are. Here's the thing about the Hawks. It's so disappointing and aggravating watching such a good offense be paired with such a bad defense. Because you look at what the Hawks are going through right now. We've been riddled with injuries. We already had Clint Capella, who's still going to miss a couple games, and now Okongwu is going to miss 7 to 10 games with a toe injury. So the only big man left is Bruno Fernando.
Great.
And it's just like that's going to hurt us defensively. We already give up about 130, 135 points a game, but at the same time, we're scoring like 120, 125. So if the Hawks, with what's left in the season, can find some way to balance a better defense versus a really good offense, we might win the play-in and maybe compete in the first round.
I don't want to hear those words anymore, man.
Ultimately, it's looking like it's going to be the same story it was last year. It's like nobody wants to see that, but it's a sad reality we're living in right now.
The problem is that if we just had any type of help on defense.
LeBron James.
like any type of just like defensive help when it came to the Hawks, like we actually would be a contender with any team that's in the league.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of how great our offense is.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the story every night. Like the offense, the Hawks are top 5 in the entire league when it comes to points scored. Like we are a great team when it comes to shooting the basketball.
Absolutely.
But then when it comes to that interior defense, and we're going to be talking about this in the next in the next part of the show, it's just not there. I mean, you have teams that are just as bad as the Magic or as bad as the Pistons, for crying out loud, that are putting up points against us. And you can't have any success when you have defense.
Oh,
like that.
absolutely. And seeing it in person Monday, it's pitiful how bad our interior defense is. I mean, like guarding the perimeter, we force players into tough shots, and we'll admit that. Like, outside defense is just fine, but the inside defense, with the lack of Clint Capella, and it's going to get worse with the lack of Kongu, we don't have anyone physical enough and who's able to get up with players like Vucevic and Andre Drummond, who are both killers when we played Chicago Monday. So it's just in the playoffs when we have to maybe face teams like the Sixers
or the Celtics again,
or in the play-in maybe the Heat or Chicago, who have big men which we just can't guard. It might get ugly, and I don't want to see it. I might close my eyes. I might not watch. I'm scared.
All right, let's get into this next part.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's time for the Sports Outta Pocket's Bum of the Week.
Can I start off by saying something real quick?
Yes, Jackson.
Andrew, my dad has been watching this stream, and he said he loves your card that you gave me.
Aww.
That's great. That is good stuff right there.
Shout out to you, Jackson's dad. Shout out to you, Jackson's dad.
Mr. Volts.
He knows.
You, Mr. Volts.
He knows what good content is. All right. Now let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the San Francisco 49ers and Mr. Kyle Shanahan. Now, I'm not saying that Kyle Shanahan is a bum for the way that he coached the 49ers in the Super Bowl, because at the end of the day, as much as I hate to say it, he made the right play calls. He was sitting there. He was drawing up schemes. He was making whatever he could to get nothing.
Sorry, yours, Jackson.
He was doing everything that he could to get the 49ers a win in the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes happened. And Patrick Mahomes has just proved to you why he's the best quarterback in the league, and that's why the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. But there was something that did bother me a little bit when it came to the press conference, and it's talking about this overtime rules. Now, a lot of people were bashing Shanahan because he took the ball first in overtime, which I guess just like strategically doesn't make a lot of sense, because you want to give Kansas City the possession of the football so you know what you need to do.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you what it was that lost San Francisco 49ers this game. You didn't get it in the end zone.
No, and it came down to when they got the ball first, which old overtime rules, that makes more sense, but in the new overtime, I would probably not get the ball first. But anyways, that's beside the point.
I'm saying it still wouldn't have mattered. They scored a field goal and then
they were driving down the field just fine that whole possession. But when they got in the red zone, it's like they tried to force feed McCaffrey, and all the 3 plays that they had in the red zone were so predictable. It was McCaffrey, and it's like you got to know you have the greatest weapon on the field when you're in the red zone. You got to know the Chiefs are expecting that. It's like you didn't switch it up. You're not trying anything new. It's like, why did you end up in a field goal like that? Like, you're right. That's what lost them the game.
And I think, and I just want to say, I think the whole deal of the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan and the team captain deciding to go for a receive rather than a kick when they won the coin toss, I think that just reflects that they weren't too sure how the new overtime rules work. Because like you said, in previous overtime rules, you want the ball first.
Yeah.
You want that possession. And I think we all knew it. I mean, all of America was going for San Francisco unless you lived in Missouri, let's be honest. But I think we all knew once the Chiefs defense stepped up and held them to a field goal, we knew Patrick Mahomes was going to put this game to rest. We knew Patrick Mahomes was going to settle for 3. Andy Reid knew that this drive was either going to result in the Niners winning or the Chiefs winning with a touchdown. So it was like, yeah, you got your 3 points, but to beat the Chiefs, you need to get in the end zone. And
Josh Allen knows that best.
But also, another thing that just like struck me as weird. Like, did Shanahan apparently wasn't too aware of what the rules in overtime were.
Why aren't you? Why aren't you?
That made no sense to me, and neither was Bosa, and apparently a couple of other 49 players were just like, we had no idea that those were the new rules of overtime. In fact, I got a little bit confused because I forgot that apparently when it comes to the Super Bowl, it's like when the referee said it's a new game, they literally meant it's a new game.
It's a new game, yeah. And it works better, but you got to be in the know. Like, I'm sorry, if you're on the field, if you're part of the staff for either team or the players, you have to be up to date. You got to know what's going on, and it's kind of a shame if you don't.
Well, even the Chiefs receiver, Mecole Hardman, yeah. Even when he scored the game-winning touchdown, he said that as soon as he received the ball and was in the end zone, he was looking around and he was confused as to why the Chiefs players were running out of the field because he thought the Niners still had a chance. He thought it went towards the end of overtime. He thought they got the entire quarter. So even though there's 3 seconds left on the clock, he was like, wait a minute, the Niners still have a chance to do something. He didn't realize that touchdown pulled the game away.
That's the problem.
It wasn't just the 49ers sideline, or the Chiefs sidelines. No, I said it right. It wasn't just the 49ers sidelines that were confused. Kansas City was confused as well. So I don't know where the lack of communication came from, because like you said, in the Super Bowl, you think they should be well aware that if this goes to overtime, you need to know how this works. So, I don't know. Maybe they didn't pay attention in the meeting. Travis Kelce had Taylor on his mind. I don't know.
All right. So we mentioned this previously in the past segment, but I wanted to talk to you guys just because y'all were there. Man, this interior defense for the Hawks. Just tell me how bad this really is.
Let me tell you what it looks like. Let me tell you what it looks like in person. It looks like, okay, so the Hawks, like you said, one of the best offenses in the league. We can go down. Trent can make a layup. DeJounte can make a three. Bogut can make a three. DeAndre Hunter can do a post fadeaway. We can score. But what it looks like on the transition to offense to defense, it literally looks like I heard Richard say this on a sports pack one time, and I thought it was funny. It looks like the Hawks don't cross half court when they're playing defense. We stay up. We don't move back. We do like a weird zone formation where Trae Young will stay like Kobe White, for example. But as soon as Kobe White blows by Trae Young, which that's not hard to do, the paint opens up because Trae Young moves away, and he goes to a shooting guard, and he's expecting a Kongwu or Clint Capella, but because Capella was injured, in this case it was a Kongwu, he expects a Kongwu to go into Kobe White, but the problem is that leaves the center, Andre Drummond or Nikola Vucevic, open for a layup or a post fadeaway, and it's if the Hawks are facing a team with good ball movement, we don't have the defensive capability to keep up, and that's going to continue to create open shots, and that's what happened against Chicago. So it was disastrous. In person, it was very, very frustrating because you could yell all you want, but they're not going to hear you.
I mean, it's lazy defense. It's all it boils down to. Because Kobe White and, who else was it? Carter. Kobe White and Carter, all game long, were forcing their way. Well, actually, not even forcing their way inside. All it took was a little ball movement, and they could drive inside. They could find Carter, who was killing us on the mid-range. It's like simple things that, like, we're just not active enough. We're not aware enough to go, attack ourselves. And it's just like Andrew said, we'll find on the offensive end, but defensive side, it's just there's way too much we have to fix if we want to see the season go beyond the play-in. And it's just a reality that Quinn Snyder is yet to fix. So
it's not going to get fixed until we make some acquisitions this offseason, and let's get some defensive help.
Which is why I was upset that the Hawks, I guess upset's not the right word, but I was shocked the Hawks didn't make any moves at the trade deadline. But I know we didn't get the offers we wanted, so it makes sense. But it's disappointing because it's what we're stuck with for the rest of the season.
It's also because the Lakers kind of lost interest because D'Angelo Russell started to fit really, really well with that system towards the end of that deadline.
Yeah.
So,
but all right, we're gonna go into a quick song. When we come back, we got to get fired up about what happened in this Super Bowl.
What's up, guys? This is Andrew, and you are listening to Sports Outta Pocket.
Walker on first down, it's picked off. What a play!
Only on the Wolf Sports Network.
play.
I am having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This is one of the worst days that I've had in a long time.
Fire me up. Actually, it wasn't one of the worst days that I've had. In fact, it was a pretty great day in the Super Bowl because Kyle Shanahan still doesn't have a ring. I don't care if you call me toxic. I don't care if you say that I need to just get over this. I will never get over what Kyle Shanahan did to us in the Super Bowl. He did not win a ring. And how about the third time that he had a double-digit lead in this Super Bowl? He did not win. Kyle Shanahan, you're never going to learn. You're never going to win a Super Bowl, and I am so happy about it. Now, here's the thing. Super Bowl, it's over. Yeah, that's right, I cut you off. Super Bowl, it's done. It's out of here. And that means it is baseball season, baby. I am so hyped for this season because guess what? Even though the Dodgers got Ohtani, even though the Dodgers got Adolis Garcia, who is the number one rated team?
Teoscar Hernandez.
Not Adolis Garcia. Teoscar Hernandez, Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. They have all that in their lineup. But yet, who is the number one rated team in all of baseball? How about these Atlanta Braves? Man, if you listen to what the players are talking about in this press conferences and just like in spring training, it is World Series or nothing this year. And as a Braves fan, you know that's the case because the last 2 years we've had heartbreak. All right, the Philadelphia Phillies, they've knocked us down 2 years in a row. This year, we've got to figure it out. We have to play the entire season. We have to figure out how to play in October. I am all hyped for the Braves this year because I got the ring, baby. I got the ring on my mind. That's the only thing that matters this year. It is World Series or nothing. So the Braves, go get yourselves another ring.
Well, I like what you
I thought I want to hear Jackson. Jackson, you have to say.
They're not going to.
That's great. Who was?
That's all you had to say?
Why? Hey,
this is a fire me up segment, Jackson. Spill the beans, man. Open your heart to us, man.
Look me in the eye and give me a realistic thought or idea why the Braves won't have a ring at the end of the year.
Why the Braves won't have a ring?
Yep,
I want legitimate reasons. I don't want Mickey Mouse, Clubhouse, you looked up on ChatGPT. I want your reasons, Jackson.
What's going on in the mind of Jackson Bolts?
That's right. I want your sources. I was like, I need it in MLA format. I'm going to need everything. Let's go, Jackson. Give me your reason. Why are the Braves not going to win a ring in 2024?
Jackson, you're on the clock. You're on the clock right now. Let's hear it.
I'm on the clock?
Yep. Just like Brian said earlier.
The Dodgers are going to get the ring.
The Dodgers are going to win a ring this year.
I didn't see this coming.
Didn't the Braves get rid of who did they get rid of? Soroka. They got rid of Soroka.
To Kansas
They got rid of Kyle Wright.
Kyle Wright
is gone.
Wasn't going to be in our rotation. Also wasn't going to be in our rotation. Keep going.
I know.
What did Soroka do for us last year? We had the best.
I know y'all got Kellenic. I know y'all got.
And that's a
oh my gosh, the power behind that man.
The Dodgers with that added. I know Ohtani's not going to pitch, but with the upcoming prospects with Bobby Miller, Gavin Stone, honestly, better than the Braves.
Gasp! Oh my gosh, guys, I forgot.
Jackson,
he might be right. They got Clay and Kershaw for another year.
The Braves pitching prospects that they have. The Braves, the Dodgers pitching prospects are better than the Braves pitching.
Gosh, I'm biting my nails. I'm so terrified. The Dodgers? You're saying the Dodgers are going to beat us? No, they're not.
They will.
You're wrong.
Tell me why. Steven, give me your MLA format.
I like this. I like this thing going on right now.
I'm going to give you one reason why the Dodgers aren't going to win a World Series. Where's the camera? Money. It ain't gonna happen. Money does not buy World Series rings. It never has, never will. Because this is the one thing. It's always about building up championships. It is about building. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay, there is a slight caveat to that because you do have to at least be in the top 10 of spending in franchises. Right. We have seen that in the past, where you at least have to. You do have to spend money on your prospects because you do have to extend them. You have to make sure the players are here for a long period of time. But at the end of the day, you can't just go ahead and get free agent after free agent and just expect this all to work to gel after 1 year. So, why do I think? It's because, listen, Ohtani, we're not sure if he's going to play that full season. He's had injuries in the past. We're not sure if he's going to play full season. Freddie Freeman, getting up there. We're not sure what type of season he's going to have. Still the best first baseman in the league.
Oh, yeah, no disrespect.
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. had a resurgence. You know, like he had a really great year last year.
Not better than
Does he
Acuna.
keep that momentum this year?
Acuna's not going to have the same season.
Acuna is
You're right,
not.
he's
You're
gonna do
right. He's
better.
not going to have a best season. He's going to have an even better season because Acuna, he has not even reached the pinnacle of what he can accomplish in his Major League Baseball career. And I am so excited for what he has for this year. And also, I think Kalinic's going to have a breakout
so
year in him.
excited to see him.
I am so excited for this Braves lineup. So why do I think that we're going to overpower the Dodgers? Because, dude, the Dodgers had trouble with the Diamondbacks last year. And all they added was Ohtani and Hernandez.
Hey, listen.
With that Diamondbacks rotation, they might even win their own division.
Towards the end of the regular season, that's when it truly matters.
You're right.
When the team gets hot.
You're right.
The Braves don't seem to get hot.
In
at
the
end
last
of the
2
season.
years, the Dodgers have done the same exact thing.
They have.
The same
They
exact
have.
thing. They've lost to the Padres in the first round, and then they lost to the Diamondbacks. You know what? At least we won a game against the Phillies. The Dodgers got swept.
So on the 4-5 end of the rotation, you're really going to rely on Chris Sale?
Dude, you know
If
what?
we're
Here's
talking
my whole
about getting
thing.
Up there
Whoa.
in age, Chris Sale is like 36.
Did you see the numbers he
35.
produced last season? Did you see the
35.
numbers? He's like a Charlie Morton. He downgrades, but his
Now
game
here's-
is still there.
Minus the health.
Huh?
Minus the health. Chris Sale can't stay healthy for nothing.
Okay, so what? Let's talk about Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. What makes him any more different than Chris Sale?
They get Walker Buehler back. I
Do
completely
you
forgot
think
about
Walker
that.
Buehler's going to have a full healthy season?
I think he will.
Because here's the thing. When it comes
I
to
think
Walker
he can.
Buehler,
But he
he's also
hasn't.
had trouble with injuries.
He hasn't. That's the thing. He hasn't. And power. Power is the thing that separates LA from Atlanta.
Why are you acting like Atlanta's starting rotation is weak?
I'm not saying
Spencer
it's weak.
Strider,
And
Max Fried.
Can we remind you that
Charlie Morton,
Chris Sale, and listen, here's my prediction
Bryce
about Bryce
Elder.
Elder when it comes to the fifth
Bryce
spot.
Elder.
Bryce Elder will make probably about a month starts or have about a 6 starts in the rotation, but then we have so many pitching prospects that we have coming up through AAA.
yeah.
I think it's going to be
They'll
an
make their
AJ
appearance.
Smith-Shawver, and let's not forget, they're thinking about making the reliever that we signed from the Cleveland Indians.
As a starter?
As a starter. They're trying to warm him up a bit,
Interesting.
try to be a starter, because
I didn't know that.
let's also forget that Charlie Culberson's trying to be a reliever this year
That is
also.
true. That
Which
is
I think
true.
would be
You're
better
talking
for
about Ronaldo Lopez.
Yes, Ronaldo
Yes.
Lopez, they're going to
Yes.
stretch him out, and they're going to also test him out as a starter.
He's been a starter when he was part
With
of the
Atlanta.
Chicago
So
White
what
Sox.
I'm
He
saying
started
is
a
that
game
there's
in Atlanta,
options.
too.
The White Sox.
There's
Yeah.
options. There are options that we have on the table for that 4th and 5th spot. And dude, you want to talk about nasty stuff? If he can get it right, if he can figure it out, dude, AJ Smith-Shawver is nasty,
He
man.
is.
That man's got
He's
some
shown
good stuff.
glimpses in the farm system, and it's not just about the star rotation. You have to understand, from quite literally top to bottom, I've never seen a lineup have power all the way through. You have Acuna, who's coming off a season. I don't care that the bases were enlarged. It doesn't matter what size the bases are. We are not going to see anyone have a season like Acuna did last year from years and years to come.
Because the man in second wasn't even close to Acuna. That's the
No,
thing.
not even close.
No.
And you got to understand, we have an MVP caliber player on our team. We have, I don't care what MLB
So did the
says.
Dodgers.
Listen,
Ohtani.
Jackson, listen. I don't care what MLB says. Ozzie Albies is a top 10 second baseman in MLB. We have Matt Olson.
Yes, he is.
What are you talking?
I know he is. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
messing
say
with
you-
you.
you-
I just messing with you.
Well,
I know he is.
It's
I know he is.
that's what it is.
Not Cornell.
Okay, but here's the thing. Also, we're sitting here ranting about the Braves. Why don't we talk about a team that's worth ranting about, and the St. Louis Cardinals, and about
Where
a
are they
team
going,
that's
Jackson?
like, do you think that there's any
The
chance that they
Cardinals.
actually
Fourth
get
in the NL Central.
Let me paint
Calling it
you
right
a
now.
picture
We'll
like
let him go. We'll
Picasso.
let him
All right, let's go Bob Rouse on this. Let's go.
Let me paint you a picture like Picasso.
Bob Rouse. He's better.
The Cardinals in the past, yes, we did have a different manager, and our pitching rotation hasn't been the best since early 2010s. We have the retirement home, but yet it somehow comes together. We still have
Does it?
Arenado. Yes,
Not
it
since
has.
2011.
No. In 2021, 2020, 2019.
You mean when you got swept by the
This
Phillies
is
In
the
in the
first
first
time.
round? I
This
remember
is the
that.
first
I will
time.
say in
What?
2019, y'all did have
Yeah.
a really good pitching rotation when it came to Adam Wainwright and when it
And
came
Michaelis.
to.
But what did
and,
they get out of it?
also, I'm forgetting the one that just got.
Dakota Hudson.
No, from the Orioles. Jack
Flaherty.
Flaherty.
What
Jack
happened
Flaherty.
when they were faced with the Nationals?
They got swept.
Thank you. Thank you.
They got
that was my
swept.
point.
That's
Thank
called a
you.
Cinderella story. But if you look at it, Sonny Gray, he's a reigning AL Cy Young runner-up. He's going to be our number one guy. Our number
Really
two
good
guy.
pitcher. Doesn't even compare to
No.
Max Fried or
Our
Spencer
number
Strider,
two guy-
but
no, our 2 and 3 guys, Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson.
Careful.
Are they better than Strider and Max Fried?
No,
You think? Okay.
Okay, so
no, I didn't say the Cardinals were better than the Braves. Like
So like
That's
okay.
just what you said.
What you said last
year.
They
year.
they carry at least 10+ wins a season.
Is anyone
Okay.
getting sleepy?
10+
Congratulations.
Is anyone else getting sleepy?
Kyle
here?
Gibson is a big reason why the Orioles made a 100-game
So
win season.
the pitching rotation's one thing, but what about when it comes to the bullpen?
bats?
What about it comes with your offensive?
We added guys like Andrew Kitteridge. We added guys like Keenan Middleton, I believe that's his name. Ryan Helsley. Honestly,
I think I say that with everybody when I say who.
What about the bats? I want to know about the bats. Where
Arenado.
What? He's gonna be gone.
No, he
He's
won't.
not.
He's
His
not gonna be gone
future's
by
not
Hall.
set in
He's not-
St.
Hey,
Louis anymore.
by
He's
the
not
way,
gonna be
Jackson,
by All-Star.
Speaking of Nolan Arenado, on the top 10 third baseman, the one thing that MLB Network did get right, who's the top 10 third baseman in all of Major League Baseball this year?
Who?
It's not Arenado.
Who is it?
Hold on, but his last name does start with an A.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
No, I mean you don't.
First name does.
I didn't mean that.
First name does.
First
I'm
name.
Adar.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Thank you. Sorry, forgive me, guys. Forgive me.
Mr. Okay, we're just gonna. It's Austin Riley. Thank you very much.
Saying Arenado didn't play. He missed like 40 games last season.
So what's your
50
point?
games
He could have
last
played
that
him.
have
We
to
wouldn't
do
have
with
known the
this upcoming
difference.
season?
Dude, and guess what? You're probably going to deal with that again just because of his age. I mean, that's just what it is. Same thing kind of with Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's kind of getting up there, too,
if
brother.
Goldschmidt's like 36.
If Nolan
yeah.
didn't miss 40 games, are you saying y'all still don't finish dead last? Because you 100%
when the
do. We don't
Braves can
finish
win a
dead
World
Y'all
last.
finished
Series,
third.
We finished third.
I say y'all still finish dead last.
Third,
If
third
40
just
games.
third
We're talking
just
about 40
Are you
games.
talking about last year?
Yeah,
If,
third doesn't get us playoffs because
Fourth.
It was just a bad way for Adam Wainwright to go out. But we
now-
boost,
okay.
with Adam Wainwright gone, him being an MLB analyst now, I think we definitely boost.
Okay, but that's where depth matters. Because if the Braves can win a World Series without Acuna, then don't come at me saying the Cardinals would have done better if Nolan Arenado played those 40
Now,
games.
you wanna
That's
talk
where
about-
depth matters.
You want to talk about pitching rotations, and I'm sorry that I'm switching gears a little bit. We're almost running out of time of the show. But, dude, you know what team that is kind of scary? And I'm just talking about scary in just all of Major League Baseball because they made a really good acquisition in Corbin Burns. These Baltimore Orioles,
yeah.
they're a scary team, man. Like, they came in and they had one of the best
came out of
offenses in
nowhere.
baseball. But then the same thing with the Braves. They petered out in October.
Yep.
They have guys. They have a rookie coming in, Matt Holliday's son, Jackson Holiday.
They have the best catcher in all of baseball, and
do.
Adley
Adley
Rutschman.
Rutschman.
Yep.
I mean, it's just.
The future is bright in Baltimore. They are a scary
Now,
team.
do I think that they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs? I mean, it's
can
to be
see it.
said.
I
Who
can see
knows?
it.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, this is the one thing that kills me. Like that does stink about baseball is that really nothing matters until like after August.
does.
Yeah.
Because that's when it's all about getting hot at the right time. It's always been about that.
shows
Yeah.
year after year.
It's always been about the team that's just like gets all the right acquisitions, all the right playing time. Like, cause dude, like I said, dude, that's what I was worried about last year. The Braves, they got hot in June. They were the best offense. Nobody could touch them in June. Like, it was insane. But then they got tired,
Fizzled out.
fizzled out,
down.
and then when it
Strider
came to October, there was nothing. Dude, Strider actually did really good
It was
in the
our
playoffs.
it was
the
our
offense.
lineup, man.
Bullpen.
I'm talking about regular
This
season.
year, like, I feel like we got it figured out. I feel like we got. I mean, dude, we have an offense to compete. We're gonna make we're probably gonna win another division. Now,
yeah.
even if we
And
don't,
at least
I don't care.
Dallas.
It ain't about the division. I'll go make a wild card run if that's what it takes. But the Braves have the offense this year. We're gonna win another ring.
I don't
Yeah.
want this to be another early 2000s thing where we dominate the NL East but don't get any World Series acquisitions with it. It's going to change, man. It's going to change. It's Valentine's Day. No more broken hearts, man. I want another ring. I want another ring.
I want this to end in a love story.
Okay. This is where we cut the show right here.
Taylor Swift does not get involved in baseball. We're not even getting into that. We are done with Taylor Swift.
But all right, that's all that we have for Out of Pocket today. Make sure y'all are tuning into Sports Pack tomorrow at 6 o'clock, as always. And we will see you all next Wednesday.
Happy